Hi, it's Michael talking about authenticity in life. Is your riding and your living authentic, or is it fake? So this is the second episode of Motorcycling and Spirituality. Spirituality, not religions, not religiousness. Spirituality as it relates to your essence. Motorcycling, as many other endeavors, offers an opportunity to either express your true self or try to appeal to others, try to be like others. In other words, living fake. In motorcycling especially, this can be quite evident by how the riders behave, what motorcycles to ride, what colors of motorcycles they choose, the style of their riding. And this, of course, is applicable to all aspects of life, not just motorcycling. It's just motorcycling seems to be such a possibly strong conduit for the person's ego. It's good to be aware that it is said that the spirit, your essence, the essence, is not really interested in huge machinery. It's not really interested in medals unless it subserves some spiritual purpose. It is more interested in expressing your true self, which is congruent, harmonious with kindness, lovingness, peace, good health, going the middle way, being free of extremes. So whether you're choosing your first motorcycle or you're already motorcycling for some time, why, for example, why have you chosen the motorcycle you have chosen? And the color of the motorcycle you have chosen. All that is important, very important, because it's all that a symptom of expression of what's going inside of you. So if you choose something to appeal to others, to be one of the crowd or to fit in, then you're not following your true self, you're just following others, and you're living fake. Now, of course, considering reasonably, sometimes one, for example, in motorcycling, needs to purchase a motorcycle that, if you have a group of friends that ride on adventure trails, you cannot buy a moped or you cannot buy a cruiser bike. If you want to ride with them, you need to buy an adventure style bike or a dual sport bike, which is fine, that is okay. But on the other hand, many times people seem to buy motorcycles just to appear tough, to not to be seen as weak or to be seen as manly. And unfortunately, it seems to be now applying to some women too, that they are trying to fit in with the tough biker image and others, to their detriment, of course. And so in whatever you do, it's important to follow your heart, to follow your spirit, to follow your essence. Sometimes it's very simple to tell. For example, just as an example. You're looking for your first bike, and you seem to be attracted to this 300cc motorcycle, let's say Honda Rebel, but you really go to a Harley dealership and you're looking at a Sportster 1200 because that's what you see most people riding, and you don't want to be seen as a sissy riding on a little baby bike, as an example. So you buy that Harley, which is really not suitable for you, and you overrode your inner instinct, your gut feeling, your spiritual guidance, and you went for something that's not suitable for you. So every time you go for something that is not suitable for you, that is not congruent with you, or which means harmonious with you, you weaken yourself. Your nervous system can go weak, or does go weak. Your energy can get fragmented. This can affect your physical health. It definitely affects your spiritual health, your energy health, and it can open you to accidents. It can open you to more mishaps, diseases. It can open you to susceptibility to affection by negative energies. So it's not worth it. So it's important to discern between the fake, what the ego wants, and the true, what your heart guides you to. And perhaps another good example of this is choosing a color for a motorcycle. Now, if you ask most reasonable people, they will say that a black color is not really that beneficial. It's hard to see. Against certain backgrounds, it's almost impossible to see. So why to choose something that is less visible on the road? It doesn't make sense. Yet so many people choose black motorcycles. Why? And it is guaranteed, 100% guaranteed, that the spirit does not guide to purchasing black color for vehicles and motorcycles for normal people, for normal use, unless it's the absolutely only color available and there is no way around it. So why so many people go for black colors, for black motorcycles, and so on? And does it matter? Well, it matters if you're channeling the ego instead of your true self. And it also matters in energy sense, since black color suppresses or can suppress in susceptible people the human aura, can suppress your energy. It depends how susceptible you may be to it. People who are energetically depleted can be very susceptible to black colors, and just seeing a black colors can block them spiritually, can block them energetically. And when somebody is in a blocked state, the person is very weak, maybe not muscular, like muscles, but weak energetically, weak spiritually. So it means the person's spiritual defenses go down. This is no laughing matter. Most of the world is in the invisible domain, where the 5 physical senses cannot go. Yet this invisible world is infinitely times bigger than the visible one and affects it in a profound way. So if you become stuck spiritually, energetically, then you're setting up yourself for some big troubles. So black color in susceptible people aids in the person being stuck, being blocked. This has been verified by many hours of neuroemotional technique. This is not just a children's story. It has been experientially verified. So riding a black motorcycle, driving a black car, walking in black clothes, it is not beneficial, generally speaking, to human health. And eventually, if the person's defenses go weakening and fragmenting, it can also manifest as a physical health. So it is, when it comes to color, it is truly beneficial to choose a color that resonates with your true self. Now, every person has a different color that is beneficial to the person. That has been also verified with muscle strength testing. But black color is not it. So choosing some brighter, more vibrant color is definitely beneficial. So that was just as an example of how the mind, the ego, overrides the internal guidance just with the choices of color, with the choices of motorcycles. If your riding style, if you like to go slowly and inhale the nature, but instead you rush and you drag the knees through the corners so people can see how wonderful a rider you are, and when you wave at the oncoming riders, you look like you know what you're doing. All this falsity, if it is falsity in your life, again, creates non-congruence, disharmony, and it weakens you. So rather than looking to fit in, listen to your internal guidance, to your intuition, and do your best. Well, that is the recommendation. The recommendation is to do your best to discern what your heart is saying and what your mind is trying to tell you to do. Because at the end, the mind will be taken away from you, the physical body will be taken away from you, and what will be left is the spirit, whatever is left of it, in your case. Well, if you keep on weakening it, whatever is left of it. And, imagine yourself being on the deathbed, and it's the last few minutes of your incarnation, and you're looking back at your life, and if you see that you lived your life unauthentically, if your life was fake, that you always try to please somebody, to fit somewhere, to appear this way or that way, then what was your life worth? You pretty much wasted your incarnation. How many more incarnations do you want to waste, As the Bible says, do you want to live in deception forever? And it is said by enlightened people and so on that everybody is created unique. The spirit manifests to you in an extremely unique way. Nobody is like you. Nobody ever will be like you. So why try to be like somebody else? And as a kind of side note, even though it is very closely related, is the importance of staying away from toxins, and some of the major toxins that the Buddhism calls the basis of negligence are alcohol, drugs, and smoking. So extremely important to stay away from alcohol at all times, all the time, everywhere, not even a drop a year. The same for drugs, the same for smoking. Perhaps an exception in smoking could be smoking natural, organically homegrown tobacco, which Dr. David Hawking calibrated with muscle strength testing as integrous, as harmonious with the spirit. Nevertheless, the normal smoking, normal cigarettes that are purchased in the store, and drugs and alcohol, even in a supposedly weak form like beer and wine, recommend staying away from it. They are connected with some of the worst energies in existence that, trust me, if your intention is to evolve, is to live healthy, joyful, happy life, free as much as possible, free from accidents, diseases, and mishaps, then staying away from this toxic trinity and other toxins is extremely important all the time, no exceptions, not even once a year. Okay, that's about it for now. Michael out.